Another frequently asked question is from the concept of production possibility curve. So let me refresh your mind on what production is. Production has to do with the creation of utility to satisfy human needs. So in this context, we are trying to see the possible combination which a given economy can have, given a limited amount of resources and existing technology. So we have the PPC curve, which is a graph that illustrates or represents different combinations of outputs that a given economy can produce with a level of resources and technology. So sometimes it is called production possibility bundle or production possibility frontier. So should in case you are asked what is the other name or what other name can we call production possibility curve, you can either call it a production possibility bundle or a production possibility frontier. So here from the year 2020, we were asked what is the full meaning of production PPC, which is of course production possibility curve. So the correct answer to this question is the option A. So here you have a graph trying to illustrate what a production possibility curve looks like. So here you have the first direction, you have economic growth with technology development. Then you have efficient use of resources, and we have the underutilization of resources. Okay, so any point, this is a new production possibility curve. It is used, a dotted line is used because this level is actually unattainable because of the level of technology that exists in that particular economy. Why? This is the efficient use of resources. That is, any point on the graph has to do with efficiency, that is, the economy is producing at its best given the level of technology that exists. While any point outside the the production possibility curve means underutilization of resources. Okay, so here in the year 2018, one of the factors responsible for an outward shift in the PPC of a society is A, improvement in technology, B, reduction in production of goods good X for Y, C, reduction in production of good X and good Y for X, and D, improvement in the quantity of labor. As I explained previously, this traced the dotted line for a new graph is economic growth and with technology development. So that's the only thing that can push a new or force a new production possibility curve to be drawn. So back to the question. Here's a diagram that is trying to illustrate what the question means. So one of the factors responsible for an outward shift, that is this curve, a new curve being drawn, this curve coming outside. So here, this is the new graph drawn. So what the only factor that can cause production possibility curve to shift outward is improvement in technology. So, and the correct answer to this question is the option A, which is improvement in technology. Alright, then we go to the marginal propensity to save and the marginal propensity to consume. So, what is MPS, which is marginal propensity to save? It's a measure of relationship between the changes in the level of savings and changes in the level of income. So, that is, savings is dependent on income. That is, if your income increases, you tend to save more, and if your income reduces, it reduces automatically your level of savings. So that is, change in savings brought about by change in the level of income. So here's the formula for MPS. That is, change in savings divided by change in income. And here's the symbol used in representing the formula. Alright, then we'll move to marginal propensity to consume, which is also subjected to income. That is, you tend to consume more if your income increases, and you consume less when your income reduces. So it's a relationship between the changes in income and the changes in consumption. That is, the portion of any addition to income which is used for consumption. That is, when your income increases, definitely you increase what you consume. So here's the formula. You have your change in consumption divided by change in income. But you must note one thing, that the addition of MPS and MPC is always a 1. The situation where you are given MPC and you are asked to find the value for MPS, you know that the addition of both gives you a 1. So what you just do is you subtract the MPC from the MPS, and if the cases are switched, they ask you to find your MPS and you are given the value for, and your MPC and you are given the value for MPS. Whichever way, you know that what you need to do is just subtract the value from 1 and you get your answer. Then your APC and APS. APS has to do with average propensity to save. That is a measure of the portion of income which is saved. That portion of income which you refuse to spend, you save it. While and you have a formula, total national savings divided by total national income. While and you have to note that APC increases as APS increases, or as the level of income increases. You tend to save more when your income increases. Then your APC is the portion of national income that is consumed. So APC has to do with, you have to know that the more, when your APC decreases with the increasing level, income level, that is, you tend to save more when you earn more income. And the sum total, the addition of your APS and your APC will give you a 1. So whenever you are asked to find either value, just subtract the one that was given from 1 and you get the value for the other. Then here you have the multiplier concept. The theory of multiplier states that an increase in the consumer or business investment spending in a country will produce a multiplier effect by raising the level of national income. That is, the more money is pumped into an economy for investment, the more money you get in an economy. That is, the level of national income in that economy will boost up. So we have the formula as K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, or 1 divided by MPS. However way. So either if you are given the value for MPC and you have to find K, you know that you just subtract MPC from 1 and you divide 1 by your result. Or you have 1 divided by your MPS. However way. Alright, so here's a question for year 2021. The multiplier is, that is, they ask you to find the appropriate formula that you can apply with on the multiplier. You have A, 1 over MPS, B, 1 over APS, C, 1 over MPC, and D, 1 over APC. So you know that, recall that the formula, you have K equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, or 1 divided by MPS. So in this question, we are not given this. So the appropriate formula that applies to the multiplier concept is this, and you have it in your option as the option A. So that's the correct answer for this question. Then your year 2020, you have marginal propensity to consume, and it can be defined. They said marginal propensity to consume can be defined as, so MPC, A, the portion of income spent, B, the portion of income saved, C, the portion of additional income a consumer tends to spend, and D, the portion of the additional income of a consumer tends to save. So we know that it's not the portion of income spent, no, it's not the proportion of income saved, but and it's not the proportion of the additional income a consumer tends to save. That is, it is the proportion of additional income a consumer tends to spend. Recall the definition that MPC is the relationship between the changes in the income and the changes in consumption. That is the portion of any addition to income which is used for consumption. So the appropriate answer for this question is option C. Then you have the year 2018. The marginal propensity to consume measures the relationship between A, consumption and income, B, consumption, C, change in consumption and income. D. Change in consumption and respective change in income. That is the propensity to consume. You know that if your income increases, there will be more opportunity to consume. So the appropriate answer is change in consumption and respective change in income, because the income has to change in order for the consumption to change. So recall that MBC is the relationship between changes in income and changes in consumption. That is that portion of any addition of income to income which is used for consumption. So here you have the correct option to this question is the option D. Then you have your 2016. If you imagine a propensity to save 0.8, calculate the multiplier. You know the formula as you are given the NPS, and the formula for the multiplier given NPS is 1 divided by your NPS. So which is 1 divided by 0.8, and when you divide 1 by 0.8, you have your 1.25, which is the correct option is the option A. So from your year 2014, you have a question: if MPC equals 2/3 and investment is 100, the level of national income is A 300, B 100, C 10 million, and D 303 million. So you know that the only thing that causes national income to increase is investment. So national income has to do with the multiplier times investment. So what is the multiplier? You know we have a multiplier as either 1 divided by 1 minus MPC or 1 divided by NPS. So in this question we are given MPC, and we know that the addition of MPC and NPS gives us 1. So what we need to do is we subtract the value of MPC from NPS, and from 1 to get our NPS. So we have 1 minus 2/3. So we find the LCM, which is 3, and 3, the LCM for 1 is 1. So 3 and 1 will give you a 3, and that will be 3 minus 2, which will give you over 3, which will give you 1/3. So and here the multiplier is 3. So what we need to do is impute the value of the multiplier as 3 into the formula, which is multiplier times investment, which is 3 multiplied by investment. Our investment is 100 million. So when you multiply, you have 3 times 100 million, which will give you 300 million. So that is the level of our national income is 300 million. So the appropriate answer to this question is option A. Then we go to the elasticity of demand. So elasticity of demand has to do with the degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded as a result of change in factors affecting demand. What are the factors that affect demand? We have 3 major factors that affect demand. We have the price of that commodity, and we'll be right back.